Wendy Stapleton. And the national anthem as we check out now the Mitsubishi Motors ground report. And welcome to our telecast, Max Stevens. Welcome, Max.
Very good afternoon, Sandy. Well, conditions here pretty good at the MCG. A light drizzle just a few moments ago, but maybe that'll hold off. Let's have a look at the forecast. Cloudy and cool. Expected top 14. Current temperature 13. The wind nil. Goal advantage none whatsoever. Humidity 80%. And the ground condition, I'm happy to say, is excellent.
Thank you, Max. Good night for football. And let's check out the two squads because Ian and Don, both sides have been forced to make changes.
Well, quickly run through the changes. And in is Greg Williams, Michael McGuan, Robert Harvey, Gary Lyon. Paul Roos, number 1 there, played exceptionally well the other night, but that is a very, very strong Victorian side.
And I think Greg Williams, you mentioned, is going to have a very big impact on this game. South Australia, they've got Stephen Kernahan into the side. They've lost, unfortunately for them, Greg Anderson, who played very well on Wednesday night against Western Australia. But Jarman, Bickley, Kernahan, McKay, Modra, Smart, Francis, Robberin, McDermott, McGuinness, Wanganeen, Darren Jarman, Tony Hall, Leslie, Grenville, Pittman, Bradley, Hines, Obst, Bullis, a surprise inclusion, Scott Russell and Ben Hart, and that will produce a formidable opposition for the Big V in this, well, final game.
Yes, it promises to be a grand clash. Who's going to take it out? Well, also joining Max down on the boundary line is Bernie Quinlan. Let's briefly hear those two boys' thoughts on who can win. Bernie?
Yes, thank you, Sandy. Well, Max, it's the stage is set for a fantastic game here. It's been a big build-up, hasn't it?
Certainly has. Maybe the crowd a little disappointing, but maybe that's the weather. Big blow for South Australia losing Greg Anderson, but Kernahan coming in along with Bullis, and Johnny Platten also out.
I think just, Sandy, I think it'll be very tough for South Australia to hold both Salmon and Gary Ablett in the forward line. If they can hold those two to a reasonable tally of goals, well, South Australia may have a chance, but they've also lost Johnny Platten, which is a huge loss, isn't it, Max? Because two of their very best on-ballers will not be playing.
Played very well on Wednesday, particularly in the first half, and I've got $1 with you, so I'm going for South Australia.
Well, I thought we might have had 10, Max. I'm that confident. I'm going for Victoria,
Bernie.
of course.
You jump on a certainty anywhere, Bern. All right, here we go. I'm tipping Victoria by about 4 goals, Sandy.
And Scotty?
Victoria, 2. 1 for no. It's going to be close to that, a point.
1 point. Oh, we're in for a thriller. So set to go in this, the final. Big Jimmy Steins.
He's got the padding in front of his jumper. He looks pregnant, Jim, but he's not pregnant. He's got a broken rib.
He'll be pleased to hear that.
Well, I mean, he's got a broken rib. He copped that a couple of weeks ago, but he's still out there playing.
Hart has the job on Ablett. Oh, there should be some grand clashes in this game.
So you know where you'd be putting your boots, Sandy, if you were Pittman.
Well, let's see what happens from the opening bounce. It is, in fact, a bounce that favours the South Australian. Goes to McDermott. He goes to ground. He gets a free kick.
Great state of origin player, Chris McDermott.
On the defensive side of centre. No breeze here in Melbourne this evening. Hannah in front of the pack. Couldn't take the mark. Pushed wide towards the boundary line. Going to be kept in play for the Crows by Russell. Gets the hand pass away. It's effective to Jarman. Up towards the 50-metre line. Victoria have the numbers in that area. And Steins takes the mark across half-back.
He was a very good player for Victoria on Tuesday night, Jimmy Steins. His kick has been smothered off the boot by Kernahan. Somehow gets the ball clear for Scott Russell. It's inside 50 metres for the Crow Eaters. Here goes Langford for Victoria. Hand pass to the right-hand side to McGuan. McGuan's kick is perfect, and he finds Harvey on centre wing. Robert Harvey, the great young St Kilda player. His kick goes up near the 50-metre line. Lowers mark. Low plays on. In towards full forward. That's a mark taken back there by Pittman. Play on. Leslie forces the ball back further for Ben Hart, and he clears to centre half-back flank region where Bickley has taken the mark. Ben Hart, good running, Don, wasn't it?
Oh, I was just going to mention that, and there's some terrific running by both sides early in this game.
Kernahan still on centre wing. Francis takes the mark.
It's great to see the best at anything, and here we have the cream of Australian football here at the MCG.
Modra. Gee, it's going to be exciting to see him in action too. At the back, Steins again. Does the tidying up work across to O'Donnell from half-back. The Essendon Stars kick is not a good one. Taken by Leslie. Smack in the middle of the ground.
Another excellent player for South Australia over the years, Martin Leslie.
His kick up towards half-forward. Over the back it comes. Chance for Burke. Sweeps it wide. Williams is on the half-back flank. Away goes Diesel. Pumping towards the wing. Oh, the flyer was low. Bullis, the bottom of the pack, gets it away to Mackay up to Jarman. Leslie over the top. South Australia trying to get something going from McDermott. Now Beckley in towards full forward, and this time the mark taken by Robran. Matthew Robran will have a shot just 35 metres out, but on a 45-degree angle.
Just looking at that build-up from South Australia, they're getting great numbers around half-back. A lot of red jumpers down there. As we see there, Ross Smith just a little bit too far away from Robran. He's certainly filled out since his days at Hawthorn.
Kicking from just over 40 metres, in fact. Good-looking drop punt by the South Australian, and he kicks a goal. Robran, it's the first goal of the game, and South Australia leads by 6 points.
Well, to credit to South Australia, I like the way they're getting back in numbers. The ball's been down to Victoria's forward line twice. Full back line, they cleared it out through numbers, and then they instigated that from the half-back line. And again, they got numbers back on that half-back line. Just trying to work out where the Victorian opponents are, because they're certainly leading them a dance at the moment, the South Australians. Roos is by himself on the half-back line for Victoria too.
Bounce back in the centre. Struggle for possession by O'Donnell. Brown, then Nathan Burke. Kicked by Burke to centre-half forward. It's been marked by Bullis. And Bullis playing for the Tigers. Richmond Tigers here in Melbourne. Great mark taken by Roos. He had to sit, but took it beautifully. Off to Steins. Steins to full forward. Mark taken by Bullis once again.
Doing all right early.
Very rough and ready, but quite effective at centre-half back. Got a big job to try and contain low. Kick goes wide towards the wing. Now a chance for Nathan Burke. Gets it off to McGuan. McGuan with pinpoint accuracy. Beautiful pass by McGuan. Finds Ablett.
Well, he hit Robert Harvey earlier.
Ablett short pass. Williams. The angle not all that much better than Gary Ablett had, but certainly a lot closer to goal. So Greg Williams.
Great composure by McGuan. He hit Robert Harvey earlier with a pass out on centre wing. That time, he initiated the attack once again. Greg Williams will finish off for Victoria.
Very good kick of the football, Greg Williams. No exception, straight through the centre.
Young Victorians waiting to get their chance. Scores are level. Lights are on. We've got the action. Pittman out of the centre. Burke from half-back. Pumps Victoria down towards half-forward once again. Hartwell in front of Ablett, and he takes the mark. He's an exciting young player. Ben Hart. Looking back towards a congested centre wing area. Burke at the bottom shovels it out. Intercepted by Leslie. That was good. It gives McGuinness a chance to take the hand pass and go up towards Motra. Couldn't take it cleanly. Over the back, a chance for Lyon, and he sees it over the line.
An interchange for Victoria. Scholl, Harvey, Rock and Lovett. Then we've got Jarman, Obbs, Hines and Grenvold.
Throw in again. South Australia's attacking zone. It's on their 50-metre line. Williams gets the hand pass and a push. Advantage is paid to Burke. Off to centre wing. Mackay gets a hand to it. The Lucendale Bullbuyer is happy to see it over the line.
And the crowd, part of the crowd that have gathered here at the MCG, pretty excited about the start of this game. Neither side yet to assert any real authority over proceedings. Chance for Brown. Geez, a great player. How he got that ball to Roos was terrific stuff. Off to Steins. Steins in towards the centre of the ground. Chance for Ablett. Ben Hart will make it difficult for him. Well done by the young player, Hart. Had eyes only for the footy and forced it over for a boundary throw.
And the other thing is, he's a little quicker than Gary Ablett. You noticed he's beaten him to the ball on 2 occasions now. That'll frustrate Ablett. He's got to learn to play in front now. Well, he should know he's playing front Ablett and hit the ball a bit harder.
Pittman doing the ruck work up against Steins. Both players drag each other to the ground, but the umpire sees it as an infringement against Pittman. And by Jesus, magical person, that umpire, because I saw both of them wrestling with each other, and it was play on for mine. Steins kicks the ball in towards centre-half forward. No mark taken. Ball to the back. Brown just fumbles. It could be critical. No, he gets the ball away. Harvey, look at him trying to thread his way through. He can't. Brown, a high kick in towards the goal square. The mark is taken for South Australia by Nigel Smart.
A reminder, Robbo, of course, we're playing Foster's Cup rules, 20-minute quarters. And we won't be having any drawn matches. Necessarily, we're playing 2 5-minute halves. Low on the outer side, takes the mark. So there will definitely be a result as Hannah goes into half forward. South Australia again having the numbers to tidy up. Pittman gets it away to Bickley. Mark Bickley across the centre, down towards the 50-metre line for South Australia. Over the back, Francis, got to beat a couple. He can't. Burke gets clear. Has a bounce as he drifts towards centre wing. Takes a long hand pass over the top. Scott is forced to do some good shepherding work. Back to Burke again. That was for Lambert. Now Scott, 55 metres out. Robert Scott sets sail for home. Ablett is there. He's got to beat a couple. He's in front. He's picked it up now. Slung as he gets his kick, but it won't worry the champion.
Terrific goal kick by Ablett. Here's Williams, smothered by Darren Jarman, unfairly, says the umpire. So the ball will come back, even though Victoria were away, and the free kick will go to Greg Williams just behind the centre. Williams, already 8 state games. Kick towards half forward, but a good mark taken by Wanganeen for South Australia. 50 metres from the Victorian goal. Bradley takes the hand pass, kicks it high towards centre wing. Kernahan can't get into the play. Great mark taken by Ross Smith, and he thumps it back towards centre-half forward. Marking contest low from behind. Ball hits the deck. Lambert. Not Lambert, it's Knights. Off to McGuan. McGuan into the forward pocket.
Ablett behind again.
Mark taken by Ben Hart.
Oh, what a one-hander by Matthew Knights.
Did he infringe with that other hand?
I'm with you.
Into full forward. Bounces through Smart. He cuts it back. Still got it. Now they've got the run going to Francis. Through the middle. Tony Francis spearing it in towards half forward. That's good football, and Modra takes the mark.
Isn't it costly a turnover? Because these guys really do make you pay. That was a fantastic pass by Francis, hitting Modra, and Modra could lead with confidence. You are seeing, as I mentioned earlier, the best in the land here, and they do the skills just so well.
From 52 metres, Modra's kick is high, but it's away to the right. Doesn't quite make the distance, and it's eventually hammered over for a behind. 5 points the margin. It's the South Australian camp and the Victorian camp.
Victoria playing the huddle, Sandy.
Hannah to the outer side. Finds Langford.
And South Australia playing man-on-man on that kick-in.
Langford kicks back towards the wing. McKay can't take the mark. Bradley at the back. Well tackled by Roos. Deemed as hovering over the football. So Roos will take the free kick for Victoria. Terrific captain's performance on Tuesday night by Paul Roos. Was probably best on the ground when he went to the bench. Ablett crashing through, couldn't take the mark. Nathan Burke kicks for Low. And Low marks about 40 metres from goal. Stuart Low, the big centre-half forward from St Kilda.
The advantage of playing in front, very hard thing to do. We see Hart doing it on Ablett, on that occasion Low doing it on Bullis, because the ball will drop in a pressure situation, and then you can capitalise if you are in front.
Low. Oh, great kick, Stuart Low. It's a goal.
18 plays 7. Victoria's way. Very early days from the centre. Burke couldn't take it, neither could Harvey. Kernahan and Jarman both in there for South Australia.
They're not manning up at the centre bounce either side, Sandy, when that ball's put down. South Australians on one side of the circle, Victoria on the other. So it's 6 of one and a half dozen another, whoever gets it out of that centre. Not a real contest.
Steins and Pittman lock arms. Williams went without it. It's going to open the door for South Australia and Wanganeen. Up towards Modra territory. Robertson is there also. Couldn't take it. O'Donnell, a nice hand pass. And South Australia see the ball drift out of their attack zone. That was through line. Smart and McKay might get it back. It's McKay who takes the kick. Up towards Robertson. Got the fly, but couldn't take the mark. Langford. Chance to get the hand pass off to Hannah. That's successful. Now they can run it out of half back. Stein's hand pass. Oh, put Harvey under the hammer. He lost it to Jarman. Jarman pumps South Australia back towards half forward. There's only one player there. Paul Roos.
I noticed Greg Williams by himself on half forward flank, hand up, hoping the ball will come his way.
Ross Smith, his kick, finds Scott on centre wing. Scott transfers play to the centre. It's a good kick too. He finds Harvey. Harvey gives the hand pass for Hannah, who's come from half-back. Kicks it wide. Out in front of Lowe. Bullis. The bounce favours that player. Williams in, no. Bullis gathers nicely. Kernahan maybe having a run on the ball. Kernahan's kick to the wing. No mark taken. McGuinness having his first really effective possession. Kicks towards the 50-metre line. Francis being tagged by Nathan Burke. The ball tapped back. Here goes Darren Jarman. The short kick. Not bad. Modra. Down Frawley. Unfairly. Modra takes the free kick. The Victorian fans not happy, but it looked as though it could have been an infringement from here.
By Danny Frawley's action, he knew he was out of play, and he had to do something, a desperate effort. Otherwise, Modra would have marked. So, take the gamble, give away a free kick, because Modra certainly would have taken that mark.
Tony Modra. He's kicked over 50 goals in the AFL competition. He's kicking from 30 metres directly in front. Hits the post. Most of the fans at the MCG this evening would be favouring Victoria, as you can probably hear from the cheers there when that football hit the post.
Ross Smith brings the ball back into play. Tony Modra, probably the most exciting player in the league at the moment. Everyone's talking about it. Hannah, claimed by Pittman. Ball spills free to McGuinness. Got a touch, but that was all. Williams couldn't take it away from Russell. Pittman again loses it to Steins. Two big men tangle. Now a chance for Victoria to set up something as McGuan takes it through the middle, away from Matthew Knights, in towards full forward. Brown a chance. 40 metres out. 45-degree angle. The kick by Gavin Brown is across the face of goal and through for one behind. 3-1. Goes 1-2.
It's dangerous, McGuan, when he gets the ball around midfield. The pass was accurate once again. Victorian just couldn't get his hand to it. I think it was Ablett.
Well, he loves to carry the football, doesn't he, Mick McGuan?
He does so well.
Hart brings it back into play, going short to Leslie, who's tucked in the back pocket. Towards centre wing. Roos front spot. Got a hand to it. Harvey somehow threads a hand pass back to Roos. Centering kick. Now he's got Ablett there. He's got Salmon. O'Donnell. McGuan. Standing start. Pumps it towards goal and Nick misses. What he probably should have kicked.
Good play by O'Donnell there. I think if he'd have tried to gather the football, he certainly would have been tackled quite effectively, and to knock it down for McGuan. Ben Hart now looking down the ground. Where should I kick it to?
It's interesting that the weight of numbers on South Australia on this half-forward flank, there they all are, the South Australians. Look at that.
Well, there
They've
were
got
three
numbers
of them.
over one side of the ground. Interesting concept.
Smart gave it to Wanganeen. Wanganeen short, but he gives it away because Roos is marked. Possession number 6 for Paul Roos. Kick towards half-forward. No mark taken. Ben Hart. Now McGuinness in trouble from O'Donnell, but he gets his kick away. Out towards centre wing. The race is on. Lowe and Bullis. Bullis able to keep his footing. Falls over, but gets the hand pass away for Bickley. Bickley sweeps it in towards the centre of the ground where Russell takes possession and runs through. In towards half-forward. Good kick. Mark taken by Bradley. Bradley goes for goal. What a beautiful kick by Bradley. Just offline and through for one behind to South Australia. They could have done with a goal there, Don.
Yes, important because Victoria just starting to get ahead on the scoreboard, but this game can swing either way.
3-2 to 1-3.
And on centre wing, Big Jim Steins in front.
See there the padding in front of Jim Stein's Guernsey. That's because of those ribs.
Goes over the top. Harvey in towards centre half forward. Ablett had to beat a couple.
Doing that well.
Would have almost given away the free kick. McGuinness gets it out, then gets it back again from Bradley. Away goes Tony McGuinness. Short to Russell. He's almost down to centre wing. Flicks it in towards the middle. Francis. Oh, deft little hand pass to McDermott, who goes to Robert. Couldn't take it on the 50-metre line. Robert butters up for Hannah, but he gets it away to Lyon.
Leslie off and Ops on for South Australia. Ops going down to the forward line.
Robert Harvey.
Now he's going down back to pick up Roos. So Roos has got that roving commission I mentioned about. Roos on half forward flank with Ops.
3 marks to Harvey as O'Donnell goes in towards Ablett again. Got a touch to it. Roos will go back to Ablett. What's the left foot like from there? Swings it a little too far. One behind.
That's a good move because he's a problem, Roos. He was on Tuesday night. And that player, Ops, Andrew Ops, got terrific concentration. And he'll run with Roos.
Ben Hart kicks it in for Nigel Smart. Looking for someone to run on, but no, he now elects to kick short where Ops has taken the mark. Right half back flank. Again short. Bickley marks, plays on, and then thumps it in towards the half forward region. Kernahan got his hands onto it, but Langford was there. He's smothering Stephen Kernahan effectively so far. Darren Jarman, what a kick! It's a goal!
Sensational goal to Darren Jarman. South Australia down by just one straight kick. What happens out of the centre? Attempted soccer. It's not effective. Or Brown ducked his head. Gave it to Burke, but he was under pressure. McKay taps it away. Back to Burke again. High kick. Still really in the middle. Harvey gave a push. South Australia possession. Oh, that's wonderful hand pass to Kernahan. Kernahan can level the scores. Steve Kernahan was in doubt, but he's kicked the scores level here at the MCG. 3-3 apiece. Pittman and Steins to do battle in the middle again. Won by the South Australian. Williams' hand pass is good. Off to Roos, down towards the 50-metre line. Bullis working hard. A handball on all fours. Scott under pressure. So too Ablett overruns it. Hart hassles him. And eventually it's taken over the line. Or another throw-in. Mark Bickley. Safe in defence. Pittman doing well. Past Williams it goes. Wanganeen. It's a hand pass away. Going to be kept in play by Harvey. Somehow he gets out of trouble. He's still going, Harvey. 40 metres. Shoots in towards full forward. No mark taken by Salmon. Play on. He tries to soccer it away. Hart comes in there. It's held to Salmon. It'll be a bounce.
I tell you what, Robert Harvey is exciting. He's got footwork reminiscent of any great dancer you've ever seen over the years.
Just fantastic to watch. Hart and Ablett. Hart soccers it away. Straight to Roos. His hand pass back to Ablett. Dropped it like a hot potato and went to ground, but he's okay. McKay. A hand pass into space. Knights is there. Centering kick. He's got to push after he took the kick. Knights is going to take a free kick.
Against Bickley, I thought they might have relayed that free kick down the ground because he was pushed after he got rid of the ball. There. He got rid of the ball. There's the free kick. I thought they played those down the ground.
I'm a little bit with you, Don. Sometimes I'm quite perplexed with the decisions that are given along those lines.
Well, he starts at left to try and bend it right. It came back, but not enough. 3-4 plays 3-3 in a tight contest here at the MCG.
Ben Hart. Just 1 point the difference. We've got 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Good kick in. Scott Russell gathers. Hand pass into the path of Bickley. It sits for him eventually. Hand pass further for infield. Bradley runs to the 50-metre line, but gives the hand pass away and sets it up for Tony Hall. He doesn't miss these. Straight through. Tony Hall kicks his first goal, and South Australia hit the lead. They're 5 points in front, 27-22.
Listen, if you're just a connoisseur of football, here's a magical piece of action. Look at this, a bounce, the way they moved it so easily down the ground, finished off by Hall. Poetry in motion.
His first goal. More importantly for South Australia, their fourth. Leading by 5 points. Pittman up against Stynes. 20-minute quarters plus time on. Somehow Williams escapes from the centre. Wanganeen leads in the race across half-back. Towards Bradley. McGuan now. Front spot. Cross to Roos. Back to McGuan. Penetrating kick towards low territory. Pittman drifts across in front. The big man does well. Gets it away to Russell. Scott Russell bounces his way through half-back. Knights was caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Eventually he went, but Bickley got his kick down towards half-forward. Robin is there, so too McGuinness, but they're beaten. Stynes gets the hand pass away. That was to Lyon. The Melbourne boys combining. Now Burke. Over the top. Smith. Tumbles a kick. Down towards the half-forward line. Knights was there. That was his target. Low. Harvey. The two Saints. In towards Ablett and Salmon. Scott. High hand passes. Hammered away by Smart. Leading in the race is Francis.
I think I'd make a change by Victoria. Get Salmon off the ground, because he's no advantage up there whatsoever at this stage. South Australians getting numbers back. Pittman's getting back. They want to do something a little bit different. They get a more mobile fellow. Maybe Lyon can go down onto the forward line.
And what you said there is showing the frustration against Paul Salmon, giving the free kick away to Pittman. Away goes Scott Russell from the left back pocket. His kick out towards the wing. Hannah and Hall. Hannah infringes. Hall receives the free kick. Hannah, who was a contender for best player on Tuesday night. His opponent for the evening, Tony Hall. Kick towards centre half forward in the Kernahan direction. Away goes Bradley, causing them some problems as Craig Bradley kicking towards centre half forward. Mark taken by Frawley. Runs away. Handball into the centre. Williams. Hand pass again. Brown. Frawley's run through from full back. Kicks long in towards full forward. Ablett can't take the mark, but Wanganeen mopping up beautifully across that back line. And he runs away, and eventually the short pass in towards the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Obst. Obst. Short pass to McKay. It's quarter time in the State of Origin final at the MCG. And South Australia lead by 5 points. They've kicked 4-3. Victoria 3-4.
34,000 fans at Football Park were treated to South Australian football at its best last year when the Crow Eaters booted 10 goals in the second quarter against Victoria. With Kernahan kicking 6 goals in his 300th senior game, the South Australians went on to win by 13 points.
The name of the game is Australia.
Quarter time here at the MCG, and the honours with the visitors. South Australia, they lead by 5 points after goals from Kernahan, Robrin, Jarman and Hall. It's 4-3 to 3-4 with Williams, Lowe and Ablett kicking the goals for Victoria. Graham Corns quietly confident. Let's go down to the boundary line. News from the boys there. Here's Bernie.
Yes, Andy, thank you. Paul Salmon into the goal square. He will be the focal point in that area of the ground, with Gary Ablett coming further up the ground to be more of a roving forward. Greg Williams very concerned that the forwards weren't chasing hard enough, putting the pressure on the South Australian defenders, letting them come out too easily. What's happening with South Australia, Max?
Well, Graham Corns happy with the desperation in their attack on the ball. He said as the term wore on, they only got better. He said, look for Tony Modra, and please, you've got to be in front. Only one change there. Leslie off during that quarter, and Obbs coming onto the ground. Gave them a little bit more drive too.
All right, thanks, Maxie.
Now Ruckman and Rover down there on the boundary line. Max and Bernie. So into the second quarter, 5 points the margin.
or Bernie and Max.
South Australia leads. Free kick going to go the way of Gavin Brown.
So Victoria playing a two-man forward line. They've got Salmon and Robert Scott right beside him. I don't know if that's the answer.
Well, he comes roaring out. And here's Ablett. Inside 50, Gary Ablett. Time to swing round. Hit for home with a left foot. There's Gary Ablett in action.
The changes immediately paid dividends, hasn't it? It looked a bit cumbersome with both of them up there in the goal front. But certainly Ablett with a bit of room to move.
Well, it's like in basketball. This is a three-point shot. It's from a long way out. I'll be interested to see how it fans out because, as you said, Ian, it looks better already, but we'll just wait and see. Might have Salmon off the ground.
So, recommencing play at the centre. Ablett again gets into the play. Gavin Brown for his second possession of the quarter. Kick towards full forward, nearly the mark to Salmon, but away goes Smart. Handball over the top to McDermott. McDermott, he's got Darren Jarman in support. His hand pass goes further afield for Bickley. McDermott caught by Scott. Ball spills free. McDermott just gets a foot to it. Obst is confronted by Ross Smith. In goes Steins to make it difficult for Obst. And the ball will be bounced. Melbourne teammates, of course, Andrew Obst and Jimmy Steins. On centre wing, pretty well a perfect night for football.
It's a free kick, surely, to Pittman.
Not paid. Steins. Williams decides to throw his right foot at the football. Gets it up near the 50-metre line. Back goes Bullis. Taps it in front of himself, then falls over. Tackle by Scott may have been a little high. Advantage now with South Australia. Bickley for McDermott, and McDermott kicks the ball in towards the half-forward area, and a great mark taken by Hall. Away for Scott Russell. Russell into the forward pocket, and the mark to Modra as Danny Frawley slipped at the critical stage.
And Modra's lost his boot as well. So a little hold-up in play here because Modra will need that left boot for purchase. You see there, Frawley slipping at the critical moment, and what such speed he left his boot behind, Toby Modra.
When you say purchase, you're obviously saying that with a right foot kick he needs the left foot on
purchase.
The ground.
Exactly.
Beautifully positioned so he's got some solidity. Oh, he goes for goal.
And he was that quick, he ran out of his boot.
Well, he's yet to kick a goal, Sandy, and one of the leading goal scorers in the AFL this season, Modra, bagged 10 goals against North Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. He's kicking from 30 metres, and he's missed again. Two behinds to the full forward for the Crow Eaters. Goal kickers for South Australia, Kernahan, Robran, Darren Jarman and Hall.
Victoria playing the huddle too at centre-half back. Now there's a break, Steins.
Scores level. McGuan has the run. Good interception by Bradley. Sweeps it wide. Russell pumps it in towards goal. Over the top it goes. Yes! South Australia by a goal. Scott Russell getting his first. McDermott pumps them into attack again. Well inside 50. Russell again. Taps it down. Tony Hall. McGuinness onto the left foot.
Free kick.
We come back. Gary O'Donnell.
South Australia's way. Well, being held.
Let's have a look here.
See, you can see there, Francis being held by O'Donnell. And that's what the umpire saw.
So Tony Francis looking for his first goal. Little Collingwood Dynamo. 48 metres. Drop punt. Is one behind, just away to the right. But South Australia edging a further point clear. 5-5. Bill Goggin, Bobby Skilton, and one man who missed out was Stephen Silvani. Good to see him here, though. Jarman kicked a sensational goal in the first quarter. He spears that one in. It bounces off the chest of big man Jim Steins. But he's got the strength to get clear to Hannah. Off to Williams. Diesel on the outer wing. Gavin Brown. Caught.
That was great play by Bickley. Bickley ran from 10, 20 metres behind, and, you know, before the ball was even near Brown.
Kicking towards centre-half forward for South Australia. The mark is taken by Roos. Away for Ross Smith. Ross Smith's kick. Nicely out in front. Gary Lyon running up from full-back. Kicks in towards full forward. Salmon got his hands on it again, but couldn't hang on to it. Bullis, McKay. Caught, but gets the hand pass away. McGuinness in a little bit of trouble from O'Donnell, but gets away and kicks it wide. Out towards the wing. High flyer, Kernahan. Couldn't take the mark. Williams gets through. Handball to the advantage of Langford. In trouble. Kernahan leaves it behind. Brown dispossessed by Jarman. McGuinness fighting hard, as is Langford. Gets clear of Francis. Little kick taken by Obst. Obst out into the path of McGuinness, but Hannah worried him out of it. Hannah goes after it again. Darren Jarman tries to play it in front of himself. O'Donnell takes it over for a boundary throw-in.
We've got a line down in the Victorian coach's box.
What would you like to suggest?
Well, I'd like to get line down to full forward, shoulder into the back pocket, and Salmon off the ground.
Well, maybe something will happen in the next few minutes. There's a free kick paid to Gavin Brown. The tackle by Francis just a little high.
Gavin Brown, sixth kick. Over centre wing. Ball is effective from the back, but straight to Steins. Jim Steins towards Ablett on the 50-metre line.
They've got to hit the ball. Don't worry about the man. This is what the South Australians are doing. Hart is leading Ablett in the run for the ball. Look, there's a free kick. Because more intent on the man is Gary Ablett.
Hart. Again, back towards centre wing, back towards Kernahan. Bradley there, so too Burke and Harvey and Williams. Harvey receives from Williams, goes to Brown. Gavin Brown in the middle. Over the top to Jim Steins. Inside 50 to Robert Scott. Good mark.
That was a good mark because you've got to look at the quality of the opponent that's playing on Scott, and it's Gavin Wanganeen. A very, very good defender is Gavin Wanganeen, and he's made Scott's job very difficult tonight, and that's a good effort by Scott to get away and take that mark.
Robert Scott looking for his first, looking to close the gap. Well, he certainly won't do it with that kick. Bullis tidies up from the back pocket. Off to Bradley. The runner's away towards centre wing. Gavin Brown maybe first to it. Oh, cleverly done to Roos. Loses it to Kernahan, but he may have just gone over the line on that outer side. Steve Kernahan, there was a big question mark over him as to whether he would take his place in the South Australian lineup. There was no question mark over Craig Lambert. He failed a fitness test.
So boundary throw in on centre wing. Steins doing the ruck work, gets it down to Brown, off to Burke. Nathan Burke, that's his 11th possession. Pittman couldn't take the football, has a second go at it. Bickley, McDermott, and now Bullis. Bullis across to Wanganeen. Wanganeen through the centre of the ground. Kicks towards half forward, no mark taken. Hannah the first to recover, really didn't fly for the mark. Weighted down, which is not bad. Short kick, okay. The mark taken by Scott. Further, he can go short, and it's Knights. Knights has Bickley as his opponent. He sweeps around onto his left foot and kicks it inside 50 metres. Ablett in front, good mark.
That's a better effort. Only eyes for the ball.
Well,
he should kick this.
Matthew Knights, it was such a good kick for Ablett. And I think we've seen Gary Ablett kick the distance from here on many, many occasions. Seriously, having a look at it. Gary Ablett goes for goal. Look at this kick, if you don't mind.
1 point the difference, favouring South Australia after Ablett has kicked his third.
Glenn Lovett's on 2, Sandy, and Ross Smith has gone off for Victoria.
Steins has a big run at the ball. Pittman doesn't. Harvey gets a kick for Victoria. Down towards the 50-metre line again. Salmon just tried to tap it on, but it's McKay who tidies up for the South Australians. Goes to the outer side. His man that he wanted was Bickley.
Gee, that's a terrific effort by Bickley.
He's still going.
Oh, he's doing so well.
Robin almost had an airy. Lovett just onto the ground. Harvey does it beautifully. Off to Roos. The cry of Roos, Roos. Scott trying to use the body. Heavy clash there. Hart. Off to Smart. South Australia out of trouble. Smart's kick up towards centre wing. Bradley front spot.
Oh,
well,
terrific.
somehow he kept it in play. There's his Carlton teammate, Milhana, crunched. McGuinness.
Oh, well cut out.
Loses it to O'Donnell. Now McGuan. His kick down towards half forward. Wanganeen may have had trouble with the light. And it's over the line.
Look at this from Bradley. Terrific effort to keep it in. Pity it didn't come off.
Boundary thrown in the right forward pocket for Victoria. Williams is in the action. Diving on the football, McDermott and Francis
Jarman's
for South
on.
Australia.
Jarman's on too for South Australia, and Rodram's gone off. Jarman going into the forward pocket. Will be picked up by Gary Lyon.
So the ball bounced at right half forward for Victoria, about 40 metres from their goal. Ablett over the top. Scott scouting. Good kick to the front of the square. Bounces across the square. Nigel Smart, a little too quick for Salmon. Runs away and will thump it clear for South Australia. Out towards the wing, the mark is taken by Obst. Obst now. Still Don Scott. Urging for a change. Salmon off. Jarman takes the mark. It's Andrew Jarman. Away for Scott Russell. Scott Russell's kick towards half forward. No mark taken. Kernahan may have been infringed against. Goes after the football once again. Still there for South Australia. Now a free kick. A throw against Victoria. And Darren Jarman is the recipient.
Reverse angle shot. You can see that. Is he Irish?
Was he guilty of the throw? Pretty obvious, wasn't it?
Guilty, Your Honour.
Oh. Well, Darren Jarman, who kicked such a magnificent goal in the first quarter, should nearly convert. Not a bad kick by Darren Jarman, but just offline to the right-hand side. So it's a tight encounter. Chris Grant in the crowd there. He played for Victoria on Tuesday night against the combined New South Wales ACT side. Unfortunately missing out tonight. Kick in. Mark should be paid. It is to McKay. The Vic fans not happy, but Andrew McKay had his hands wrapped around the footy. Gavin Brown just a little late on the scene. McKay thumping it into the goal square. High flyers required. Kernahan! Great mark in the square. Always a danger, Steve Kernahan.
Well, watch this. All there is a forest of arms. Look at the arms go up. Well, yes, he did have first and second bite.
He's kicked one. And this goal could give South Australia a little bit of space. Oh, terrible kick. Reminiscent of a game here about 5 or 7 weeks ago against Essendon, when he had a shot after the siren to win the game for Carlton. All he had to do was kick a point that day, and he missed altogether.
Yes. Bad miss. Burke from half-back. Up towards centre wing. South Australia have the numbers. Russell. Kick number 8 for Scott Russell towards the 50-metre line. Good mark to Tony Hall. Milhana cross with himself, but he wasn't able to get a fist to that and punch it clear. But he's got very strong hands, Tony Hall.
See, they're bringing Salmon up the ground. They must have tapped into our coaching box. In actual fact, he's coming off the ground. They have tapped into our coaching box.
Yours. Hall's kick in towards the full forward. Obst. Lovely kick.
There's Salmon on the bench, and have a guess who's gone to full forward, boys.
What about this? The greatest coaching genius of all time.
And you only had 6 weeks at South Adelaide.
Terrific performance. The ball falls forward, but Ben Hart off the ground. Couldn't clear the pack. Bickley over the top, McDermott, then McKay. South Australians playing quite confidently, and the mark is taken by Kernahan. Well, you'd have to nearly say he was within scoring distance, Stephen Kernahan. He's going to kick from 50 metres. It's a nice long kick into the square. It's taken. It's a goal to Darren Jarman. So Darren Jarman kicks his second goal, and all of a sudden the South Australians lead by 15 points, 49 to 34.
The high ball from Kernahan. The pack fly, they should have punched this over the bound. Hannah, really not a heavy effort. Where's Steins? He should have been back there. And Jarman capitalising his second.
So South Australia throwing out the challenge. Catch us if you're good enough. 7-7, plays 5-4. Steins out of the middle, gives it to Williams. Now Victoria forward through Glenn Lovett, down to the 50-metre line. Still on the 50-metre line. Williams has followed it down. Diesel is clear. From 40 metres, he goes. Williams gets his second and a much-needed one for the Vicks. 6-4, plays 7-7.
Well, that's the advantage of having a more mobile forward in line, because watch, Lyon hits the ball, then follows that up. At least they've got a little bit of something up on that forward line now. Smart's not leading in the race for the ball. And Williams capitalising.
Great little hand pass there by Stuart Lowe to get the ball to Greg Williams. And Victoria, well, they looked in danger of losing touch.
The big man there, Pittman's doing well for South Australia.
Now back to within 9 points. A good knock out by Steins. Forced further afield. Low gets clear. Gives away a bit of ground. Ablett in trouble. The tackle by Francis, I thought, wasn't too bad. It was very fierce.
A little high, I think.
Was it? Well, Gary Ablett has the free kick. I thought it was okay, Don. Kicking towards the forward pocket region, over the top of the players' heads, and out of bounds about 35 metres around from the Victorian goal.
It's Gary Lyon. Smart, a very good player. Note for Smart.
Boundary throw in, Stuart Lowe and Pittman. McKay getting quite a few possessions, Andrew McKay. Back towards the wing. Langford can't mark. Kernahan, look at the advantage of holding your ground. Away for Francis. Gets back onto the left foot and then kicks it well within 50 metres. High flyer was Modra from behind. He was forced to punch from Frawley. Kernahan again, getting into the play. Away for Francis. Back for Kernahan. His kick. Just inside 50 metres. Awkward bounce. Picked up by Jarman. Away for Tony Hall. And Tony Hall's kick is astray. And through forward, just one behind to the Crow Eaters.
Just watching Craig Bradley off the ball. He covers so much ground. There's Ross Oakley in screen. AFL chairman.
South Australia holding the aces at the moment. Ops inside 50. He tears towards goal and he's popped through another one. Again, the margin is out to 16 points. Favouring South Australia. Pittman working well. McDermott takes the hand pass. He pumps South Australia deep into their attacking zone towards Modra. Couldn't complete the mark. Pressure now all of a sudden on the Victorian defence. Back towards Williams. Could have got one a little high. It doesn't matter. He gets it off to Knights. Matthew Knights in towards half forward. Steins has got O'Donnell. Uses him. 75 metres out. Short little chip. Lowe couldn't take it. Bullis over the top to McGuinness. Back towards the centre of the ground. Only to see it picked up by Knights. Ablett.
Well done by Knights. Well done by Knights.
Gary Ablett has 3.
Look, Knights from more or less a standing start. He had a number of options. He picked Ablett.
Well, he really needs to kick the goal, doesn't he?
Well, he does, but if you're a forward, you could lead with confidence in either team tonight, because these guys up the ground can really hit you with the ball. They're so good at passing.
7 kicks. 3 goals at the moment. Nothing wrong with that kick, I don't think. It's a beauty. 4 goals to Gary Ablett. And again, Victoria closes the gap. What a struggle. 8-8, plays 7-4.
Well, he's a bit of a contortionist, Ablett. The way after he kicked that ball, he really did will that one through. So it must have been very close. And here's the kick from Ablett. After he kicks it, he really twists the body around because it must have been terribly close to one of those posts.
Well, it's on the scoreboard. Victoria's 7th goal. They still trail by 10 points. Williams trying to force it clear. McDermott chopped off by McGuan. His high kick, not bad, because it was weighted quite nicely in the finish for Roos, who was able to just go straight for it and mark it on his chest. A short kick. Oh, you were in trouble, Jimmy, but he stood his ground. Scott Russell went hard at him, Steins.
That was a bad kick from Roos.
Back it goes. There's Steins. Oh, down he went. And eventually gave it away for Roos. Roos short kick.
Oh!
Taken by McKay. Doing well. Away for Bradley. Bradley bounces, but it then eventually came back to him. Second bounce for Craig Bradley. Then again, running through the centre of the ground. He's had 4 bounces. He's carried the ball individually to the goal square, and the mark is taken by John.
No, that's a free kick.
Free kick to Brown. Away for Roos, and Roos is at right half back.
Love it taken high. Advantage paid. Gary Ablett could be his man. No nipping in front was low. Couldn't complete the mark. Back towards Robert Harvey. Shrugs one tackle. Goes back into the centre. Love it. Pumps Victoria inside 50. Lyon.
He's paying it.
Directly in front.
This player is a good player, Gary Lyon. It's a pity his career has been curtailed by injuries, but he is a great player, Gary Lyon. Terrific courage, carries injuries, and has got a lot of skill.
7th State of Origin game for Gary Lyon. Kicking from 51 metres. Good-looking drop punt. Has it got the carry? Yes!
Quite a dubious barking attempt there by Lyon, resulting in Victoria's 8th goal. They go forward again through Nathan Burke. Tackled by Francis, tries to get the hand pass away. Back it goes in towards those 2 players. Williams dispossesses Francis. Williams goes for goal, a left foot kick. Off the side of his boot in the finish. Well,
why didn't he spot Lyon? I mean, Lyon gave him a terrific lead. He could have just steadied. Instead, he just blazed away on that left foot. It was a good lead from Lyon. Hit outs in favour. Well, they're not in favour of anyone. They're squared away.
The ruckman, you've already given plenty of credit to David Pittman, doing a pretty good job. Harvey finds some space. Ablett off the left foot. High. Hasn't gone far enough for a mark. Ablett again. Bangs it straight up in the air again to the front of the goal square. Lyon can't take it. Harvey can't get his foot to it. Wanganeen can clear the ball close to the boundary line. It's wobbling. A little bit of shepherding here. May give Gary Lyon a chance. Goes onto the left foot and kicks it high. Again to the front of the goal square. No mark taken. Nathan Burke. Stuart Lowe can't get his foot to it. You wouldn't believe how many hit and misses there were there in that passage of play, and eventually the umpire will bounce right in front of the Victorian goal. 2 minutes 9 seconds left in the first half, and it's been a pretty entertaining first half at that. Ben Hart can't get clear, gives the hand pass back for Smart. Somehow he got it to Bullis. Bullis's kick goes out to the half-back area. Matthew Knights tries to get some space from Bickley. He's not successful, and it's forced over. He's appealing for the free kick.
No, I think that's fair enough. He was playing the ball, he was making the play, but Bickley just harassing.
Pittman and Lowe lock arms. Pittman goes with the right hand.
Scott off too, and rock on for Victoria. There's Scott.
So the Victorians making a late change in the second quarter. Pittman to take the free kick. Towards centre wing he goes. Chris Langford suggesting there could be 50. It falls on deaf ears. Langford can go to Steins in the centre. He does. He can go over the top to Williams just to chip round his body. Now Diesel's got a little bit of space. He's 55 out. Passes beautifully. Play on. Bradley clears. Towards centre wing. Brown stands his ground and takes a fine mark in opposition to Jarman. Back to Williams. He got rid of the football. Jarman soccer tactics. Jarman and Hannah. 2 absolute stars. And it's over the line.
There's more than 2 stars out there tonight, aren't there, Sandy?
Dead right, Donny, and it's great to see. The best in the land on show. Williams again. Putting it out in front for McGuan. McDermott intercepts, gives it to Bullis. Got to give a little ground to Wanganeen. Back to Bullis again. Gets his kick just in time, drifting it into the centre. Bickley takes the mark.
Oh no, he was definitely going to play on. Oh, that was a bit hard.
Well, Bickley's played such a fantastic first half. He's had 5 kicks, 10 hand passes, and has been quite an influential player for South Australia so far. He's got a chance to kick a goal, and he does a pretty good job with it too. Right to the goal square. Tony Hall couldn't control it, but it goes through for just 1 behind to South Australia. They lead by 5 points, close to half-time. Half a minute left. The kick in finds Steins in the back pocket. He goes further afield for Lovett. Lovett's able to run on. He's had 3 kicks, and they've all been off the left foot. And he being a natural right footer, the South Australians are doing pretty well, forcing him onto that other side. Bickley, Obst, gets through. Handball to the advantage of Jarman, but chopping it off is Scholl. Hard at the football, forces it over for a boundary throw-in. Siren imminent. Steins and Pittman. Steins gets the tap out. Williams, clever. There is the siren to end the first half in the State of Origin Grand Final. At half-time, South Australia lead by 5 points there, 8-9. Victoria 8-4, and Graham Corn's getting down pretty quickly. I guess he'd be a bit anxious to get into the rooms and discuss the situation.
The margin, of course, could have been considerably greater had South Australia kicked straight. They kicked 4 goals, 6 in that quarter. Victoria added 5 goals straight. But South Australia leads at half-time. We do say farewell to some stations at this stage, because they do have news commitments around the country. We'll take a break. It's half-time. South Australia leads 8-9 to Victoria 8-4. Welcome back to the MCG. Just several hours ago, Don Scott had the commentary box rocking with Joe Camilleri and the Black Sorrows as they entertain this crowd with Chained to the Wheel.
I see them tumbling down. I heard the legend. I watch the stars. I feel the power, the flame in your eyes. I see my rivers far and scale. I feel the thunder, the change in the wind. I'm chained to the wheel. 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 Know what you really need. You can't get enough. Too many mouths to feed. Ain't locked up, call me survival. Don't break all the signs. I see them still this town. I see them tumbling down. I see my rivers far and still. I feel the thunder, chained to the wheel. I heard the legend, I watch the stars. I feel the power, the flame in your eyes. I see my rivers far and still. I feel the thunder, chained to the wheel. I'm 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 chained
The Black Sorrows, and a lot of people are suggesting that Don Scott modelled his hairstyle on Joe Camilleri, but you love him, Donny, don't you?
He's not bad, Sandy. Not bad at all.
They're a great band.
Harley and Rose.
Good crowd here at the MCG, and plenty of sporting action coming your way, and of course it's all coming your way on 7. Rugby League Test Series against New Zealand. The first test is on Sunday, June 20. So make a note of that and check your local guides, wherever you may be viewing. This crowd waiting for these two sides to return to the ground.
They got involved at half-time, Sandy, in the young kids that were playing some exhibition games, and down that left-hand end, the crowd in the behind those far goals were just absolutely unbelievable. The kids, I mean, they've had a ball, these young kids, out there on the ground at half-time.
Well, it's a great thrill for them. Let's talk about the ones that are a little bit older. There was talk of the South Australians running out of legs. They've got some fantastic runners. Can Victoria catch them?
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt that this is going to be a game that'll be, the result will be in doubt up until about the last 10 or 15 minutes. I think that South Australia, Don would appreciate, I'm sure also, that when you're in front, right, you've got nothing to lose. You just keep going at the football and let them see if they can catch you.
Well, we're going to be set for a fantastic second half. The Victorians making their way out onto the ground now. I'm sure that Teddy Whitten gave them a good old rev up at half-time. And we welcome those viewers who have once again returned to the MCG with the news that South Australia leads, but by only 5 points in a thriller. 8-9 plays Victoria 8-4. The Vics out on the ground with their own little cam car. Bill Goggin, Ted Whitten looking stern on the left. Well, he loves State of Origin football as no one else. As we go down to the boundary line, here's Bernie Quinlan.
Well, I've got Jared Healy with me again. It's not quite as relaxed as it was the other night, Jared, against New South Wales.
No, we wouldn't expect it to be, Bernie. I believe this is going to be one of the best second halves that we've seen in interstate football. Pretty evenly matched sides. They're a little bit better on the ground, I guess, so that could advantage them a little bit with the ball a little bit greasy now. But we've restructured our side and got as many mobile players as we can onto the ground, and we're pretty happy with our balance in the second half.
What changes have you made in the second half?
Well, we've brought Mark Harvey onto the ground. He'll come onto the half-back flank, and thought Knights was doing okay, but perhaps just a little bit slow. He's come off the ground. Love it. We've rearranged. We're basically going to defend through the middle of the ground and try and get some run off the wings.
Paul Roos was very good early, but the change that was forced upon South Australia may have really backfired that move with Roos as a loose man, because Obbs came on and kicked 2 goals.
Yes, you could probably argue that. I think our biggest problem was that we let ourselves down kicking into the forward line, particularly in the first quarter. We had full control of the ball through the middle, and yet the kicking into the forward line was deplorable, and we probably just let ourselves down in that area. 10
shots to 5 in that second half. Only straight kicking really kept Victoria in it, because they had a lot of the ball in that second half. Their running players causing a little bit of havoc again, even though Platten and Greg Anderson out of the side.
Yeah, you could say that. Of course, poor kicking is due in a lot, in part in these games, to the pressure applied. So we're happy to be where we are. We believe that we could have been further in front. I don't think we've got full value for our work due to our disposal. And we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out in the second half.
What about the forward line setup? Is Salmon still
more mobile?
Salmon still on the interchange bench?
Definitely more mobile. He'll stay there for the moment. He may come on and get a burst in the ruck. We'll probably start with perhaps Roos at centre-half forward and just see how he goes.
All right. Well, should be an interesting second half, Jared.
Well, it always is, and that's what State of Origin is all about, trying to get the best out of the players that you've got.
There's signs of panic there from Billy Goggin in that half-time address.
I wouldn't have called it panic. I wouldn't have called it panic. I think Billy's just pumping the boys up. He wants to win for Victoria, as I'm sure Corns does for South Australia.
All right, terrific, Jared. Let's hope the Vics come out on top.
I hope you want us to win, Bernie.
I've had $10 with Maxie Stevens. I certainly do.
All right, boys, thank you for that. Bernie Quinlan and Jared Healy with some extraordinary comments from the centre. Jared, I've got some news for you that you're not leading at the moment.
And Bernie's getting a bit carried away with his pocket money. $10 he's had. I think that's quite interesting, because there are 2 teams playing here, Sandy.
Exactly
the
right.
Other teams are South
and
Australia.
Full credit to South Australia.
The question I'd like to ask is, and Don might be able to make a comment here, is there any impact of a coach who coaches regularly at this reasonable pressure level, as distinct from the coach who only gets involved once or twice a year.
Well, I think the problem is, for anybody who coaches a state team, is knowing the players, and I don't care who it is, you haven't got them under your care week after week.
So here we go, the second half of the State of Origin final from the MCG. South Australia leads by 5 points in what so far has been a seesawing struggle. It's been a beauty. Robertson onto the ball, and he wins the tap down towards the half-forward line. Robertson again. Spent time on the bench. Goes down towards half-forward. Scholl takes it to Victoria, goes over the top to Hannah. He's claimed. Well hassled by McKay, his Carlton teammate. McKay shrugs the tackle. He's had a very good year. Robertson tries to sneak it away. Rock spent time on the bench in the first half. O'Donnell under pressure. Off to Harvey. Through the middle goes the Saint. Inside 50. Lyon still down in the forward zone. Williams at the bottom. So too is Bradley. Free kick's been picked up, but will go to Diesel Williams.
Well, they've got Roos as centre-half forward. I don't know if I agree with that one. Lowe is off the ground. They've got a much more mobile forward line, Victoria.
And if the early minutes are any indication, the intensity has just been raised. Here's a chance for Gary Lyon. He gets his left foot to it. Roos. O'Donnell fumbles. And that is a sign. Ben Hart kicks it clear of half-back. Gary Lyon. Tackled by Darren Jarman. Ball close to the boundary line. Jarman is able to control it. Away for Obst. Obst a little hand past McDermott. Back to McGuinness. The combination there pretty good as Obst comes clear of half-back. Gives it back to McGuinness, who loves to run and get that footy. He kicks it within 50 metres. No mark taken by Andrew Jarman. Taken by Steins. Possession number 21 for Steins. And a beautiful little kick from McGuan. He's going to set it up here. The kick is high, but it was purposely high. Out in front of Hannah. Hannah runs up there 50 metres. Tries to get past. Not all that successful. Handball back to McGuan, who ran to support. McGuan's kick is long. He's good. He's accurate. He's a goal.
Mick McGuan gets his first goal.
Gary Lyon's hurt too, Sandy's down to full forward.
Victoria leading by a point. Brown sends Victoria towards Ablett country once again. Lyon on all fours. Robert Scott towards his Geelong teammate. Was he held? No. Wanganeen. Only very lightly built, but he's a sensational player, Gavin Wanganeen.
Gary Ablett's fallen into the trap again of trying to play the man instead of the ball. I don't mean in a physical, aggressive manner, but I mean his intent should be the ball. He's being led to it once again. He's a better player when he gets out and attacks the ball himself.
Ablett, Hart, O'Donnell. Short little kick going nowhere. Here's McKay and Hannah. And again over the line.
And they've got a nice rocket at half-time, those Victorians. They've jazzed this game up. They know they've got a contest on their hands.
Bullis has done pretty well. Trying to do the work from behind. Hannah on the boundary line. Mill.
Seems he's playing well up the ground, doesn't he? Either centre wing or half-forward, Hannah. Started down back. There's Pittman. Interesting to see him off the ground. I thought he did a good effort in the first half.
Free kick is for Darren Jarman in the left-back pocket for the Crow Eaters. He's a good kick of the footy, and he gets it well outside the 50-metre line, out near the wing. No mark taken. Robertson gets his second possession of the third quarter. Up towards the wing. Gathered by Brown was good. Away for Glenn Lovett. His high kick in towards centre-half forward. That should be a free kick to Obst, surely, against Hannah. The advantage is with South Australia. Darren Jarman for Bickley. Bickley's got a player in support. It's Russell running up to the 50-metre line. He may go for goal. He tries to get that torpedo spinning. It goes close to the goal line. It's taken over in the finish for a rush behind to South Australia.
Well, there were no options for Scott Russell. That was a good choice going for goal.
Kick in is marked by Steins. 21 possessions. Over the top to Robert Harvey. 2 bounces for Harvey. Now he runs near the wing. Chasing is Andrew Jarman, but Harvey arrogantly strides away and kicks Victoria up into their forward half. Nearly the mark to Ablett. Oh, he follows it up. Brilliant football, Ablett. To the front of the goals. Lyon! Great mark, Gary Lyon.
He's injured too, Lyon. He's just a good player. He's a great player, Gary Lyon. Ablett's strength, then breaks away. It's not an easy one for Lyon. It's a high ball, falling, and he is under a cloud at the moment. He got up very sore before. Just a test of his character, and he's got a lot of character, this man.
No doubt about that. He goes for goal and he puts it through.
Victoria leads by a kick. 10-4, plays 8-10. Steins in the middle. Robertson. Who can win it out of the centre? Robertson got a touch. Steins tries some soccer work. Jarman comes in from the side. It remains in the centre.
Sandy, interestingly, Victoria were 3 goals for at quarter time, and they've now proceeded to 10-4.
7 straight. South Australia, on the other hand, have had their chances. They could have opened up a fairly substantial lead at half-time. Not to be. Wanganeen's hand pass. Scott is off, but there's been a whistle.
It's going to Wanganeen.
And it goes back to the exciting young bomber. Finishes with Bickley. Towards the 50-metre line for South Australia. They want someone going past. Brown could have been held. It doesn't stop him. But now the whistle has sounded, and there's been some shepherding going on off the ball, and it's going to love it from half back. Goes into the centre for Roos. Good kick. Paul Roos. Ablett and Hart. Ablett gets front spot. Taps it towards Roos. That was grand play. Now O'Donnell pumps it deep in towards line. Couldn't complete the mark. Williams, sensational hand pass to Scott. From a standing start, he pumps it high, but it's too wide.
What about Ablett back near the centre? He was outrun by Ben Hart and still able to just give a little tap to his teammates' advantage.
Terrific contest between those two.
Throw in. Ablett taps down in front. Robert Scott trying desperately to get boot to ball. Not to be, one behind. 10-5, plays 8-10.
Well, I don't think any of us thought there was going to be much in this game, and that's the way it's panning out. Ben Hart, the youngster, to kick the ball back in. He's looking out there for his teammate in Bradley. A good kick and good positioning there by Craig Bradley. Able to run on and eventually kicks it up towards the right half forward region. Gary O'Donnell just chipping in, just intercepting there. I think the kick may have been meant for McGuinness, but Gary O'Donnell doing well to force the ball over for a boundary throw-in. It's just forward of the wing in South Australia's attacking half. Steins down to McGuan was good. McGuan quickly up towards half forward. McDermott gets rid of the Victorian opponent, and eventually a free kick has been picked out of it. It could go to the Adelaide Crows captain, Chris McDermott. 14 possessions, that's his 15th effective kick, and a good mark, I would have thought, nearly to Tony Hall. Russell scouts the pack, kick towards half forward. O'Donnell and McGuinness again. McGuinness keeps his footing, and what a big plus it is. He'll go for goal. No, he kicks it into the front of the goals. Frawley, here's McGuinness again. Frawley, desperate. Nathan Burke gives away a behind as Danny Frawley cringes at the front of the square.
Might have just hurt his shin. You see this, Frawley going. It might be a cork thigh. Then again, he could have done that ankle. McGuinness went down on the ankle, but he seems to be all right. So nothing drastic for Danny Frawley. He's up and running.
13 minutes left in the third quarter. The kick in. Little bit of space out here for Scholl. His hand pass goes over the top to Glenn Lovett, who's picking up quite a few possessions. Started on the interchange bench. Kicks to the 50-metre line. Ablett can't control the football. Wanganeen kick. Oh, gee whiz, that was good work, wasn't it, by Gavin Wanganeen. And he gathers about 20 metres for his team, boundary throwing.
He's had 14 possessions. Wanganeen.
One of my golfing mates there, Billy Wilson, used to be the professional at Northern Golf Club, a very keen Geelong man, Sandy.
You've probably taken money from him too. The throw in. Russell just took a deft little tap, but a free kick in the way of Robertson. Off to McDermott. Now Francis. Thought about Robert. Thought about McDermott. It goes wider to Wanganeen. Over centre wing. From Kernahan to Jarman. To the 50-metre line, McGuinness. Tony McGuinness. Coming in for kick number 10. $53 metres. Into the square he goes. A big pack of players. Off hands it comes to Burke. Threads it through to Steins, who lopes one to Gavin Brown. Victoria out of trouble to Harvey. A high tackle. Advantage is paid. He sneaks away. Just gets his kick. Floating it over the centre. Rock recovers well. Spent time on the bench, but he finds Paul Roos almost down to the 50-metre line. The Ablett lead is ignored. He wants Lyon. Bickley through without it. Scott's kick is high. Ablett tried something special. It didn't work. And it opens the door for Craig Bradley. Across to Wanganeen. Now McDermott. The Crows' defence tying it together. Obst gives it away to Bickley. He kicks over the centre. Harvey. Kernahan leaves it for Jarman. Here's a chance for Hall. Inside 50. Hall goes for goal. South Australia needs one badly, and they've got it.
So, brilliant hand pass there by Andrew Jarman for Tony Hall to get South Australia's 9th goal. Steins rucking tirelessly. Here goes Williams getting clear and forces the ball forward for Victoria. Well within scoring distance. Out goes Nigel Smart. And he's quite happy to punch the ball out in front. And it goes over for a throw-in. It's about 40 metres. There's the bench. Knights, Lowe, Ross Smith and Paul Salmon for Victoria. And obviously, Victoria looking for more run around the ground with Anthony Rock and Glenn Lovett on the ground. Gary Lyon doing the ruck work. Andrew Jarman, a little flip into the path of McDermott in turn for Francis. South Australia out of that right back pocket region. Kick it out towards the wing. Brown nearly made something for himself, but couldn't control the footy in the finish, and it goes over for a throw-in. South Australian bench. Looks like Pittman, Grenvold, Leslie and Hines.
There's the throw-in. Ruse. Francis pounces on that pack.
Don, if South Australia, they were doing pretty well, I thought, and you did too. You emphasised the fact that Pittman had been doing pretty well in the ruck up against Jimmy Steins, and now I notice him on the bench. It's quite a difficult one.
Well, they've got Robram there, and he'll add mobility, but I don't know anyway. We'll wait and see how it pans out.
Lyon and Ablett almost collide. Another throw-in.
Actually, Pittman, I think he would have just a little bit more than what Robram is doing at the moment.
Lyon and Smart. Burke. High kick. Hannah, an effective spoil. Wanganeen could have been held. Advantage paid. He was, says the umpire. So Jarman hammers it away from centre-half back. Goes towards his brother, who's got a chance. It sits beautifully. Jarman from 25 metres will pop it through, and South Australia hits the front.
Well, very efficient play there by Darren Jarman. He's had 17 possessions and kicked 3 goals. So his contribution has been good. Victoria across half-back, Glenn Lovett. Little hand pass. Brown away for Scholl. He's caught. Well tackled by Bickley. Handball runs free. Russell. Kernahan's hand pass picked off by Gary O'Donnell. O'Donnell's kick up near the 50-metre line. Ablett. No, taken by Wanganeen. Oh, was that a throw? If you don't mind, I thought it looked like it. And Ben Hart kicks close to the boundary line. The mark is taken by Bickley. Handball over the top for Kernahan. Nearly gets run down by Langford, but gets the kick away, and it's marked by Bradley. Back to Kernahan. Kernahan in short. Good pass, good lead. Brilliant football by the South Australians.
It was a great pass by Kernahan.
Modra.
just down the other end of the ground. Gary Ablett's trying to play hard. That's where the ball actually turned over down on the half-forward line for Victoria. But Ablett trying to play too much man-on-man. He's better when he hits the ball harder. And that was the reason the turnover was there. Now it's with South Australia.
Well, Modra, yet to kick a goal. Well, he certainly fixed that up. He's now kicked 1 goal to Tony Modra. And the 2 behinds that he has kicked could quite easily have been goals. So from restricted opportunities, he's done reasonably well.
Bradley, the 1-2. Kernahan being involved. But haven't we got a great game here when you consider Victoria are out in front by a couple of goals, and now South Australia are forward back, and they're a couple of goals in front.
It's a wonderful struggle unfolding here at the MCG. McDermott gives it to Bradley. South Australia towards their half-forward line once again. Obst almost. Look at him burrow in there once again. Steins couldn't get it out. Williams, that underground hand pass is effective. Finishes with Milhana towards Ablett. He forced on the left foot quickly. Oh, and he gets a very unfortunate bounce for Victoria. Fortunate for South Australia. Didn't have the Shane Warne spin.
And Hart has hurt himself. He's hurt himself, Hart. He's limping. There he is.
McKay brings it back into play. Obst and Roos. Well, Roos does well to somehow get clear, then goes with a left foot snap in towards goal, but he's pulled it bad. But he's been busy.
The other thing mentioned at half-time was Gerard Healy, one of the Victorian selectors, saying that their kicking into the forward line wasn't all that good. Well, it's the pressure that the South Australians are putting on them around about the middle of the ground.
Smart. His hand pass was good. There's another one to Jarman. South Australia away. Look at the dash of Francis, the speedster. Modra couldn't take it on the half volley, but he turned sensationally. He sockets it through from behind. Well, he stopped so quickly because he was coming out full tilt. 11-12, plays 10-6. And I think that picture, that's then told a story. Still plenty of time left in this game. But South Australia at the moment have the answers. Robert Harvey towards half forward. Roos couldn't take it. Scott caught. Roos again.
That's a free kick, yes, going South Australia's way. Scott holding on to it too long.
Bullis was the tackler, and he got the free kick. And then hand pass away for Scott Russell. And a good mark taken at centre-half back for Victoria.
Langford. His quarter the first, Kernahan's the second, and now Langford's on top once again.
Away to Harvey and turn to McGuan. McGuan's kick. Geez, making Steins do some running here. Matthew Robran, the bounce is awkward, but the big fellow Steins, he may still get into it. A little left foot kick, well done. Ablett gets rid of his opponent. Ablett's got a chance. What can he do with this? Misses right across the face and out of bounds in the right forward pocket for Victoria. They badly need a goal. Their goal kickers, Williams 2, 1 to McGuan, 4 to Ablett, 1 to Lowe and 2 to Gary Lyon. Steins and Robran. Steins a little bit stronger than Matthew Robran. Wide for Williams, close to the boundary line, a little tap, and McKay is there to see it over for South Australia. It's only about 20 metres around from the Victorian goal, and they have a chance to score.
23 effective scoring shots to 16, favouring South Australia. Robran couldn't take it out of the air. Ablett almost clashed with a teammate, Lyon. But he's up and okay. This crowd's certainly getting their money's worth. South Australia leading. Just 2 straight kicks in it at the moment. Steins again towards Ablett. The master. Pulls it too far. One behind. He's kicked 4 goals, 3. Of Victoria's tally of 10-7. In the back pocket, McDermott. Obst. Away they go again. Russell. Towards Bickley. Goes to ground. Now Gavin Brown. The Collingwood champ. Goes with a left foot. Towards Ablett, who's got to beat 4. Can't do. Jarman takes the hand pass. McGuinness on the 50-metre line. Across half back. Pushes it out in front of Bullis, who sockers it further afield.
Rock off too, Sandy. Rock is off for Victoria and Salmon's on. Now Salmon will go into the forward pocket. Now they're gone back to that setup that didn't work earlier. Oh, well, maybe it'll turn around for them.
Centre wing. Well, as players get a little tired, maybe the tall of Paul Salmon could be an advantage. Gary Lyon gets his foot to it. Kicks it into the forward pocket region. Scott. Still there is Robert Scott. Underneath that is Nigel Smart. He can't break clear. So we'll have a bounce about 70 metres from the Victorian goal.
Now Salmon's down in the goal square by himself. Nobody's picking him up yet.
Handballs 37 to South Australia, 21 to Victoria. Forced forward. Awkward bounce. Ablett up high. Bashes it to the goal front. Back goes Ben Hart. Looks as though he's recovered from that heavy knock. And look at that for agility. He just ran around in circles and then kicked it out to the favoured right back pocket region where Wanganeen is gathered. Two brilliant youngsters, Ben Hart and Gavin Wanganeen. Obst gets it for Bickley. Back to Obst. He's in trouble here. Hannah dispossesses. Brown, sweeping hand past Burke. They've got to make South Australia pay, and they will. The ball finishes with Gary Lyon 45 metres from goal, directly in front.
The Lyon now playing across half forward. He was down in the full forward line. And he shook his opponent, Lyon, because he did have Smart. And with Salmon coming on, they were a little bit at sea as to who was doing what. Hence, Lyon has the ball.
Good play by Burke. And Lyon gets the goal.
3 goals to Gary Lyon. 5 points the margin. It's going to be a big last quarter. Harvey. Robert Harvey. Pumps Victoria towards Ablett. And Scott. Robert Scott. Just inside 50. Didn't get the room he wanted, but he pulls it back well. Wanganeen on the last line of defence. Salmon shepherded out of it. Wanganeen kicks towards half-back. Brown and Bickley. Advantage paid to Gavin Brown. The free kick he was held. Gives it across to Hannah. He's clear. 40 metres. Mill Hannah pulls it to the left. One behind.
What's happened out there, Sandy, is that Glenn Lovett is a loose man, or starting as a loose man in the Victorian backline. Gavin Wanganeen is starting as a loose man in the South Australian backline. There's Neil Baum doing his radio commitments.
4 points the margin. Hart to Robert. Matthew Robert from half-back. Lovely kick towards Kernahan on centre wing, who was holding on from both sides. Harvey to Burke, the two Saints combining. Williams and Steins. Now McGuan. Mick McGuan. 13th kick.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
No.
Must have been close. The crowd rose as one.
It was another good kick, though, wasn't it?
3 points the margin. Mick just keeps on running all day. Hard again, short to McKay.
Played well, Sandy, Andrew McKay.
He has, yes. And settled in very nicely at Carlton this year.
Some good things come out of Lucindale, Sandy.
Thank you, Don.
Stephen Copping.
Oh, dear. Here's the throw-in. Francis. Well, he tried to hurdle the pack. Bradley helps him out. Jarman couldn't take it. South Australia having the numbers, though. Russell takes it from Bickley. Down towards Jarman and McGuinness. McGuinness spins beautifully out of trouble. Is there time for another goal to South Australia before the siren? Or will O'Donnell hold it up? He does. Back to centre wing. Bickley well spoilt by Steins. Steins was surrounded by 4 South Australians then. He was the lone Victorian. He did it well.
Now, Roos is playing as a loose man in the back line for Victoria. He was playing at centre half forward early in this third quarter.
McDermott beats Gavin Brown and kicks in towards centre-half forward. Marking contest, no one can control it. Back goes O'Donnell. Kick off the ground by Jarman as a goal! Miraculous! Absolutely miraculous stuff for his 4th goal. Number 15 for South Australia, Darren Jarman.
Well, there didn't look to be much in this. Jarman made it look so easy. There's the high ball from McDermott. You see there, 15 running into screen. The ball just bounces his way. He certainly knows where the goals are. That's his 4th.
There he is, Darren Jarman, in the picture. The Victorian selectors looking a little concerned. Just under a minute left in the 3rd quarter, and South Australia lead by 9 points. Away goes Harvey, into the pocket. Ablett.
Good shepherd by Roos to allow Harvey to come out of the centre.
Ablett short. It's going back because the umpire had blown time on, so the ball must go back to Gary Ablett, and he'll do it all over again. Well, I would think that this would be the best result, close to 3/4 time. He's kicked 4. 4 goals 3 to be exact. Well, that's pretty close. Missed. It's missed to the right-hand side. So just when Victoria could have done with a goal, Ablett misses, and the Vics trail by 8 points.
Roos is back at centre-half forward for Victoria, and Lovett still the loose man in the back line.
Hart brings it back into play, puts a bit of pressure on Bullis. He's equal to the task. He does well. Beckley's kick towards the half-forward line. Fine mark taken by Shaw. Had Harvey short, but elects to go the more direct route home. Looking for Roos. Jarman intercepts. Back to Bullis. A little chip over the top is effective as McDermott marks in the middle. But there's the siren. It's 3/4 time here in the State of Origin Grand Final. And what a thriller. South Australia holding sway. 12-12. 84. Victoria. 11-10. 76.
The biggest crowd ever to witness a State of Origin match saw Victoria thrash South Australia at the MCG in 1989. 91,000 were on hand as Lockett and Dunstall provided dual focal points for the rampaging Vics. They kicked 9 between them as the Big V soared to an 86-point win.
The name of the game is Australia.
Set for the final quarter. First up, though, here's Bernie and Max.
Maxie, what's happening with the Crows?
Well, Graham Corns, he said, get the ball in focus. He had a quiet word to Paul Bullis. Stephen Kernahan very vocal, telling the players just how important this game is for South Australian football. Keep the forward line open, particularly around the 50-metre area. David Hines and David Grenfold definitely will come on, Grenfold.
OK, thanks, Max.
Right, here we go. Final quarter. Interesting. Modra on the bench. From the bounce. Victoria to the half-forward line through Williams. Ablett caught behind. Salmon is there. His hand pass. Well, somehow it finds Ablett. He chips towards goal. Hannah may shepherd it through. Yes. Gary Ablett kicks his 5th.
He's just an absolute freak for Sandy, that guy.
It wasn't a convincing goal, was it? Ablett was behind. Look, Salmon really didn't get a hand on it, yet Victoria capitalised. I mean, luck's just not running the South Australians' way in that instance of play.
Well, I think they're going to have to lift a certain percentage, the Victorians, if they're to pull their way out of this game.
They got it out of the centre well on that occasion. Jarman's at full forward for South Australia too. David Hines in the ruck, been on interchange. He'll be a bit cold. Grenvold on the ball as well. 18
centre breaks to 9. And here's another one coming up. Williams can't get clear. Grenvold tackle, but away for Harvey. In turn for Scholl. And Scholl kicks directly towards goal. Ablett can't take the mark. He's pushed away by Ben Hart. Wanganeen under pressure, but he hand passes to Ben Hart. Hart in short. The mark was taken by Harvey.
There's a Crossley turnover by Hart.
Really vital now. 20 minutes left in this game. It's going to go straight down to the last few kicks. Robert Harvey. Very impressive stats.
You can only put it up high, and that's Salmon in the square, so it's about... Salmon's on the lead. Get back in the square.
Harvey kicks to the front of the square. And it's a Victorian mark to the captain. Ruse is marked.
Isn't it
20 metres out.
Interesting that Leslie's back on Ruse. Now, Leslie started on Ruse, was taken off the ground, yet he's got the job once again, and he's been outmarked.
Very important kick.
Early in the last quarter.
This goal will put Victoria in front. Ruse kicks a goal.
2 quick goals to Victoria. They lead by 4 points. Hines out of the centre. Leslie a quick kick towards Bradley and McGuan. Harvey, like a steam train. Ruse takes it from Steins, down towards Ablett. It bounces off his shins to Hannah. Milhanna's kick is high. It's coming back, but not enough. And a mark taken by Leslie in the back pocket.
Although Ablett's kicked 5 goals, Ben Hart has not been disgraced. Ablett is more worried about Hart than what Hart is about Ablett.
Leslie's kick back towards centre wing. Scholl takes it from Mark Harvey. It's very wide for Hannah. It bounces right on the line and stays in. Obst was interfered with. He'll take a free kick.
What difference does it make? They forced the ball 40 metres forward anyway.
Yeah. No, but it's gone back.
Can change direction. He's got McDermott if they want to change the direction. Obst.
16th possession for Andrew Obst. To centre wing. Steins, the spoiler from behind. Harvey applying good pressure to Tony Hall. And at the bottom is Nathan Burke.
Robert Harvey's been fantastic, Sandy, for Victoria.
Yes, he just runs all day, doesn't he? Steins. Oh, look at Jarman like lightning to McDermott. They want the next goal, South Australia.
Oh, he's been
Was Kernahan held?
He was.
Scott Russell. Sockers inside 50. Bradley and Hannah, the 2 Carlton boys. Bradley is legged. Craig Bradley will take a free kick.
I think Melham Hannah could have made a better effort initially at that ball. There's the legging.
So Bradley has this kick to put South Australia in front. Kicking from 45 metres, slide angle, lovely looking kick. South Australia hit back. They hit the lead.
Well, a beautiful kick by Bradley to give South Australia the lead. Away goes Leslie for South Australia. His high kick in towards half forward. No mark taken by Hannah. Harvey gets his kick away, goes for the safety of the boundary line. The race is on again. Bradley and McGuan. Bradley's little kick. McGuan pressure. Bradley's tap on. Scholl allows it to go over. And we'll have a throw in about 60 metres around from the South Australian goal.
Tell you what, Donny predicted a 1-point margin. He may be right.
Won't be far away. Ruck contest, Steins. Glenn Lovett kicking in danger nearly. Nathan Burke, O'Donnell. Space, yes. Harvey. Possession number 27. Ruse knocked away from Leslie. The race is on now. Leslie and Matthew Knight. Still Matthew Knights. Now Wanganeen. Brilliant Wanganeen. Leslie. Oh, kick smothered. Hand pass smothered, rather. Here goes Knights. Jarman, a little tap on. Back in the centre, Bickley. The South Australians will go forward through Obst. In towards half forward. Chopped off by Harvey. Harvey's kick back to the centre. And the mark is taken there for South Australia by Hines.
On the defensive side of centre, he goes into the circle. McDermott's there and he pumps it long. Inside 50. But Victoria playing in front. Pressure now on the Victorian defence, namely Frawley and Langford. This is Scholl up towards Harvey. He just keeps on running. Possession number 28. Lovely kick. One behind. South Australia leads by a point.
A little disconcerting when you bounce the ball as Harvey was doing there. I watched the forwards down the ground. They didn't know what to do. They were static because they didn't know whether Harvey was going to bounce, continue on, and the rain's falling here. So that's going to make it very, very difficult in ball handling.
Obst from half-back to centre wing. Kernahan on the chest. Steve Kernahan coming up for kick number 10. O'Donnell.
Another poor kick by Kernahan.
Yes, I wonder just how right he is. O'Donnell, long and direct. Looking for his Essendon teammate in Salmon.
Yes, I'd get Salmon off good, and I'd put low on. That's a good move.
Russell finds the half-forward line, but it's chopped off again by Hannah. Hannah takes it from O'Donnell. Still, the rain comes down, but it's only drizzly rain. McKay lost it. Jarman hasn't. He again goes to the half-forward line. No one able to take a mark for South Australia. Scholl defends, tumbling a punt back over the middle. Picked up beautifully on the half volley by Wanganeen. He stabs it in towards half-forward. Now here's a chance for South Australia. McGuinness is just outside 50. He lets the left foot go. It's long. In towards full forward. Frawley on the last line of defence. Gets it across to Mark Harvey. He steadies. He finds the boundary line, but it's on the full.
Well, that's the pressure that the South Australians are applying.
Bickley. Again in towards full forward. At the back, Kernahan. But a whistle has sounded. It's a Victorian ball.
Yeah, that was a clean attempt by, who was it, Grenville?
Steins to Burke. Danger. Tony Hall intercepts. Can he kick a miraculous goal from there? He has done so in the past, but not this time.
Stuart Lowe's up at full forward.
Had a quiet night. Tony Hall, 6 kicks, 2 hand passes, but he's kicked 2 goals, which might be very important. Steins, look at his statistics. Short kick, markers taken by his Melbourne teammate Glenn Lovett. Looking to break from the last line of defence, Victoria. Glenn Lovett forced to kick high. Out towards the wing. Good mark. Excellent mark by David Hines in front of Paul Roos. Hines for South Australia will kick them back to within goal-scoring distance. Well inside that region. Mark Kernahan.
Steins tripping just at the critical moment, allowing Kernahan to take that mark with no opposition. Look, Steins just tripping. And there's Kernahan taking the easiest of marks.
Well, he was quick to fall flat on the ground there as though he was trying to guard that ankle. He jumped. And then very quickly fell to the ground as though he may be trying to protect the ankle that he didn't hurt last Saturday in a club game against Melbourne. And he has the chance now to kick a goal for South Australia, which would give them a 7-point advantage with 12 minutes left.
Is he thinking about it too much?
Well, maybe. Shot for goal by Kernahan. He's kicked it.
South Australia gained the upper hand. Ooh, every picture tells a story.
So said Rod Stewart.
Ted is not a happy little camper at the moment, but there's plenty of time left. 14-12 plays 13-11 in a thriller. Harvey again, Robert Harvey. Towards Ablett, chasing his hard. Nathan Burke to do the shepherding work. Ablett shows him a little of the football, then gives the hand pass away. Harvey lost it. They've lost the football. Russell starts them running again, South Australia. Bradley through the middle. Just sneaks away from Scholl. Kicks in towards full forward. Was Kernahan held? No, said the umpire. Jarman is there. He's kicked 1 free goal. He's going to go and try and do another. In towards Hall. 20 metres out from goal. Hall is there. Bradley's there. A hurried kick is high. A mark. No one able to take it. Langford applies the tackle on Jarman. Was he held? The whistle's been put away as Hannah takes Victoria away to Paul Roos. Up on centre wing, and the diving mark is taken by McKay.
Oh, they're playing like possessed men, the South Australians. Short to Hines. In turn, Russell. Hand pass a little awkward, but gathered by Francis. He runs with the football, tries to get it for McGuinness. Eventually a free kick, and it's going back to Francis.
He has been a little quiet tonight, Tony McGuinness. Been picked up by Gary O'Donnell. Maybe that's the reason. But the South Australians, those ominous signs are there. They're getting numbers of the ball, especially around midfield.
And Francis, well tagged by Nathan Burke. Francis just 6 kicks. This one slews off the side of his boot in towards half forward. taken by Williams, in turn Roos, then Scholl. Scholl finds some space for himself and then kicks it high out towards the wing. Back goes McKay, and he takes the mark on his chest.
Centering kick for Leslie.
That's Roos's man there. Roos is down the ground.
McDermott's saying to him, just steady it down. Go long. He does. Kernahan's his target. Comes over the top of the pack. Russell charges forward. Still going, Scott Russell. He's got right through the pack. Sockers it on to Kernahan. Now McGuinness. Inside 50. Tony McGuinness pulls it round in towards goal.
Oh, he's being held, surely.
The umpire calls play on Don. And it's over the line. And Andrew Opp says, look at this, look at this.
Exactly right, Andrew. I agree with you. We'll see this. Look at Hannah. He's got hold of the arm. Then goes for the ball.
There's the throw in. Hall couldn't take it. Short little kick. Lands with Steins off to Harvey. McDermott to Hines. 52 metres out. Passes. And Craig Bradley marks inside 50.
Oh, McDermott's had some very important possessions in this game.
Craig Bradley has kicked one goal. That was earlier in this term. But if he gets one here...
Modra coming on. Is that Grenville going off for South Australia? I think it is.
Yep. If he goals here, it's going to make it very tough for Victoria. Craig Bradley from 50 metres. Well, the kick slews up the side of the boot. No one able to take a mark. Obst smothered. Steins. Harvey says, excuse me, Mr. Lovett, and gives it to Hannah. Again, they run it out. Back to Lovett.
So this
followed it down, but no one's there. Hines. Not paid. Ablett overruns it. So too Hines. McKay. Leslie does the shepherding. Illegally. Roos goes to ground. Leslie's lost it.
But this is where South Australia are winning. They're winning the ball around midfield. They've got numbers around midfield. And this is a Victorian problem. Actually, Greg Williams is coming off and Robert Scott coming on. Gary Lyons got the kick.
Crowd of 31,792 here tonight. Certainly getting their money's worth. In towards full forward. The long arms of Lowe.
That's the man I would have had on.
Well, he's been on, but Victoria just haven't been able to get the ball to him.
Well, that's right. He's only just come on for Salmon, but, you know, he's got a proven pair of hands. He takes more marks than anybody in the competition. And Roos is going off for Victoria. Stuart Lowe lines up. He's already kicked one. It was in the first quarter. Not a problem. His second...
Well, Bernie, as well as getting wet, Sandy, you'd have to be worried about his $10, I would think. South Australia through Chris McDermott and Bradley have been great contributors all night. Force the ball up forward. Frawley attacks the football. Hall over to Modra. Modra kicks to the front of the goals. Back goes Hannah, and he runs away from Darren Jarman. He backs himself. By gee, that could be critical. Away goes Hannah. A little kick off the ground, and Millum Hannah, you might be a little fortunate. Gavin Brown. Hannah again. In goes Obst. Obst is down. A free kick has been picked out of it. It may go to Brown.
Gee, this crowd's come to life, haven't they?
My word.
He really didn't have any alternative then at Millum Hannah except to bounce the ball.
Brown kicks it forward towards the wing. A big punch from Leslie. In goes Rock, but Bickley takes it over. The centre wing.
This rain a real problem.
South Australia lead by 1 point, 14-12. 1 point, 14-11 Victoria. Steins, McGuan drag. Steins off the ground, gathers about 30 precious metres. Jarman nearly taken away by Rock, but it's forced over again. It's about probably 2.5 kicks from Victoria's goal. Andrew Jarman in the picture. Jimmy Steins, magnificent. 13 kicks, 16 hand passes, 18 hit-outs.
Anybody's game here at the MCG. Steins was looking for McGuan. Now Brown under pressure. He loses it. The misty rain continues to fall. Francis at the bottom. Kernahan. Hurried kick up towards Hall. Can't complete the mark. Modra onto Hall. Hall can soccer off the ground. Oh, and it spins and it spins.
Oh,
Harvey goes out on the full. South Australia will get another shot at goal.
well, it's important now, Sandy. This rain is coming down rather heavily. The ball's going to slide through, so it's important now the players can run with confidence at the ball because it is going to slide.
Well, Darren Jarman has kicked some sensational goals in his time. He's kicked 4 tonight.
Here's the way he's holding this.
Check side. Well, he's bent it. He's kicked it. An inverted check side punt to Jarman, and South Australia again take a very handy lead.
Victoria get clear of the centre through McGuan. He's kicked towards half forward. Nearly the mark to Leslie. Could be a free kick against Lyon. Holding.
Look at the South Australians. There's 2 of them out on centre wing. He's got an option. He can go short. There's 3 with Jarman.
He goes for Russell. Russell looking to give the hand pass away. It's Andrew Jarman. Nearly chased down by Lyon. His kick goes to half forward. No mark taken. Yes, it is. A mark to Harvey. Maybe he can make amends for that last kick. He kicks it across the ground into the centre. Scholl. Handball away from McGuan. McGuan with no one to kick to. His hand pass is okay for Harvey. Here go Victoria. Harvey gets past. Handball over the top. It still may work. Here goes Scholl. Scholl for goal. It slips off. And if that's a pun, unintended.
Let's go down to the boundary line. Here's Bernie.
Yes, Sandy. Paul Roos will take no further part in this match. The doctor was checking him out for a broken jaw. He has a big lump on the left side of his jaw, so let's hope it's not a serious injury, because remember what happened to Richard Osman in the State of Origin last year.
You're quite right. Out of bounds on the full. Time ticks away. South Australia leads. Russell has possession. He kicks to centre wing. A congested centre wing with a slippery ball. There's a bit of pushing and shoving and holding. And the umpire's plucked one out.
He has done that.
Steve Kernahan. South Australia leads by 7 points. Looking to be #1 in the land. The top team. Tony Hall. Left footer into a vacant half-forward line. It bounces away from Hannah, who gives chase. Caught, but he gets a short kick away. Hall again. Loses it. Francis into help. McGuinness pulls it. Centering kick. Bradley takes the mark. Craig Bradley will have a shot just 25 metres out. And this could well be a fairly large nail in the Victorian coffin.
What a fantastic effort it'd be if they could pull it off, because they had a hard game on Wednesday night, a harder game than the Victorians had against New South Wales. And they've saddled up again, come across here to play Victoria on their home dunghill.
Bradley. What a vital kick this is. The Carlton star drifts it away to the right. Victoria breathes again. 8 points the margin.
Victoria players huddling at centre half back. There's a break from Scott. Now the breaks are coming.
They're going to have to take some risks. 4 minutes left. The kick into the centre, taken by McGuinness. His kick towards full forward, nearly taken by Jarman. Gathered well by Langford. He kicks clear towards the wing. Good smother by Scholl. He gathered it beautifully in the finish, because that was very awkward with a wet ball. Langford's kick up towards the wing. Punched away by McKay. Gathered by Lyon. He's going to have to do something freakish. He does. He kicks it into the centre. McGuan can run right up to 50 metres. Goes for goal. Mickey McGuan. It's close. It's offline and through for just one behind. 1 goal, 3 to Mick McGuan. Teddy Whitten. What can the boys pull out of the hat? Ben Hart to kick it back in.
Victoria playing man-on-man too for this kick in from Hart.
He's had the job on Ablett. He goes short. Hines. Tucked in the back pocket. The rain continues. It's not heavy, it's persistent.
Rock coming off for Victoria. Rock off. And coming on is Ross Smith. Ross started on the back line.
Salmon, Williams also benched. Steins and Hines, the former Windsor. Brown loses it to Russell. Scott Russell. And the outer side is out of bounds. Darren Jarman has kicked 5 for South Australia. Steve Kernahan has booted 2. So too has Andrew Obst. They're their main contributors. Whilst for Victoria, Gary Ablett has kicked 5. And it's South Australia who leads by 7 points. Steins had front spot. He's also got a free kick. Victoria's got to get a wriggle on.
Good umpiring.
Steins goes short to Burke. Nathan Burke. 21st possession. Victoria inside 50. Oh, Lyon the fly, but he couldn't complete the mark. Socket off the ground by Ablett. Down to full forward. McKay is there.
No, it's a holding.
And a free kick will go the way of South Australia.
Well done, Wanganeen.
He was at the bottom of the pack.
He's a good player, Gavin Wanganeen.
25th possession for Gavin Wanganeen. Hart sneaking away from Ablett. South Australia just keen to hold it. They've got it on centre wing. Russell's kick, finding Bradley. Well, what a critical stage to hand out 50 metres.
And very ticky-touchy too.
From defence, Craig Bradley is now going to put South Australia very, very deep into attack. He has a look up forward. Goes to full forward. Plenty of flyers. No one able to take the mark. Socket off the ground by Jarman. That could be the sealer for South Australia.
So with just under 2 minutes left, Mick Taylor, Graham Corns and
John Howard, surely they can have a bit of a smile now.
109 plays 96. 13 points. The lead for South Australia. O'Donnell bashes the ball clear. McKay. Here goes McGuan. A high kick in towards the left forward pocket. No mark taken by Lowe. Smart was there. Gathered by Brown. Gives the hand pass away. Chance for Lyon. He's got to kick a goal. He can't. He kicks it to the goal square. Oh, it's off Ross Smith's hands and through for a rush behind to Victoria. 1 minute 32 left. 12 points the difference. Surely South Australia must win this game. Persistent rain falling over the MCG. And Ben Hart comes to the members' side. Marking contest. Brown punches it away. Scholl can't do much with the football. So a boundary throw in just inside the 50-metre line for Victoria. Billy Goggin. Ruck work. Lyon leaves it behind. In there is McDermott for South Australia. And it's locked in. Still within goal-scoring distance. Graham Corns has come out of the box with Mick Taylor. Well, they may feel that they can hang on, but if they can get a goal, Victoria, and take it back to the centre, anything can happen. Scott Russell goes for the boundary line.
I don't think they will be, Ian.
Wouldn't like a wager, Robbo.
No, I wouldn't, but it is possible.
It's the way they should be doing it, South Australia, going to the boundary on each occasion.
97 plays 109. Scholl on centre wing. Russell leaves it. Francis still working hard. Eventually it comes out. McGuinness pumps a left footer over centre wing. Gains probably 35 metres and sees it safely over the line. Cornsey can smile. How about this, boys, he says. Big achievement by South Australia. Steins down towards Burke and Langford. Hines juggles one. And he'll be in no rush. Thought about the hand pass to Leslie.
He's had 8 possessions since coming on.
Yep, spent considerable time on the bench. Kernahan slaps it down. O'Donnell a hand pass away. McDermott trying to storm through. He's held it up. South Australia have been able to win at Football Park. The MCG in recent times has been a very different proposition. But they've done it this time. Scholl loses it. Still on centre wing. There it is. South Australia have recorded a magnificent win. Graham Corns, Michael Taylor, and they're the boys that have done it. Steve Kernahan came into this game with an injury cloud hanging over him, and Victoria cannot believe it. They are in a state of shock. The final scoreline: South Australia 16-13 or 109. Victoria 14-13, 97.
Getting a bit tight for room here. Now the presentation of the E.J. Whitten medal for the best Victorian player. We'd ask E.J. Whitten to come forward, announce the player and present the medal. E.J. Whitten.
Ladies and gentlemen, before presenting the medal to our best player Victoria, I would like to congratulate Graham Corns and his players on...
This has been a 7 Sport production.